In this modern era, plastic pollution has become the most serious challenges that faced by the global community. Every year, more than 8 million tons of plastic has dumped into the ocean and caused a massive damage in marine ecosystem, threatening the survival of the various marine species. And the phenomena is not just about the pollution; it's about the high-risk ecological abuse. So, the main resources that cause this pollution is come from the human activities on the land. They say that 80% of the plastic that has dumped into the ocean is come from the poorly managed industry, domestic waste. So this plastic waste that has dumped into the river and carried on. So among the type of the plastic that cause the pollution is single-use plastic, such as PET plastic, water bottle and straw that can dispose it by a blockage that lead to the death. So other than that, whales and marine mammals also found dead with stomach full of the plastic, such as the plastic bag, water bottle, and microplastic debris. So microplastic as fine particles that result from decompositions of large plastic that can absorb on the food chains, and also even can give to humans from the seafood. So this can raise the concern of the public health and and food safety.
One of the most pressing issues is overfish, and Malaysia currently have a third of fish stocks are overfished. This may lead to the declining of fish population and disrupt the marine food chains. This will not only threaten to the survival of the marine species, this will also impact of the livelihood of community that depends on the fishing as a primary income. Warming water will caused by the climate change, and this will lead to the phenomena like the crustacean walkout. And the mass migration of crustacean walkout will lead to the fleeing dying, and also will lead to the uninhibited waters. This will lead to the disruptions of the marine food web, and also will impact of the ocean ecosystems.
One of the main problems of our topics is coastal eutrophication. It is important to learn what is coastal eutrophication. Coastal eutrophication is when too much nutrients such as nitrogen or phosphorus enters coastal bodies of waters. This can happen from human activities such as agricultural runoff, like fertilizers from farms washing up into bodies of water, rivers or seas. This can also happen from when sewage or waste discharges that are untreated or unfiltered gets washed up and mixed with the bodies of water. So why was the points earlier that I mentioned a big problem? It's because that the problems earlier are basically what I mentioned, fertilizers and waste or pollutions, because they harm the environment. When pollution is allowed, it causes algae growth or algae blooms to form. This causes underwater plants to be deprived of light. When this happens, oxygen levels underwater drops, meaning that the fishes will start to suffocate and die, or not just fishes, marine life will start to suffocate and die. This creates dead zones in the ocean, where basically dead zones are where life underwater cannot thrive and survive. This fact hurts fisheries because when fish dies, obviously they have nothing to sell and they have nothing to eat. So when there's no fish, there's no food. This is also a big and major problem because it spreads quickly. So that means when it starts, it doesn't stop. It goes all the way until it reaches through all the oceans.
Ocean warming refers to the increase in temperature of the Earth's ocean due to the absorption of excess heat from the atmosphere, primarily caused by greenhouse gas emission. This warming has numerous consequences including sea level rise due to thermal expansion and melting ice and coral bleaching, and change in marine ecosystem. Ocean warming means the rise in ocean temperature due to climate change mainly caused by the increases in greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide from human activities. Coral bleaching. Coral is very sensitive to temperature. When the water gets too warm, coral expel the ugly zooxanthellae that give them color and nutrition. This causes them to turn white, bleach, and eventually die if it continues. Marine species are at risk. Fish, plankton, and other marine animals may migrate or die because they cannot survive the warming waters. This disrupts food chains and fisheries. Sea level rise. Warming water expand and melting glacier and polar ice add the more water. This leads to rising sea level which threatens coastal city and habitat. Oxygen loss. Warming water holds less oxygen. This can create low oxygen zones, warming fish and marine diversity. Weather change. Ocean warming affect weather patterns, increasing in the strength of storms and changing rainfall patterns. Here are clear examples of this ocean warming in real life. Great Barrier Reef, Australia. The Great Barrier Reef has experienced mass coral bleaching even in 2026, 2027, 2020, and 2022. These bleaching events were caused by high sea temperature, which stressed the coral and caused them to lose their colorful ugly. As a result, larger part of the reef turned white and many colors died. Marine life depending on the reef was affected. It also impacted tourists and fishing in Australia.